Okay, so this is the Before the Pod segment where you saw the podcast with Dagmar.
I did.
Basically, I need to test the audio and everything because I don't have a producer. I don't have a team.
You're a one-man
I'm a
team.
one-man
I'm
show,
sorry.
and it's great, but it also sucks because I got so much work to do.
It's okay.
So no need for introductions or anything yet. But I cooked up a good introduction
Did
for
you?
you.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
excited.
I have a real witty one that I'm proud of. I thought about it right before I went to bed last night, and I had to wake up and jot it down so I wouldn't forget.
That's when the best ideas come, when you're about to sleep or
Exactly.
when you're in the shower.
Exactly.
One of the two. Usually one of the two.
I used to have really good ideas in the shower, but now I don't anymore.
Really?
Because I focus on like singing instead.
Oh, no,
So
that's good too. That's
But now I don't
relief.
have like brainstorming time in the shower anymore.
Maybe that
and
just
it's a
means
little...
you gotta take 2 showers a day. One in the morning, one at night. And then one of them can be your singing time.
Well, I used to think like that, but then with the drought before, I was like, I don't think I should like take more than 1 shower a day.
So you're being environmentally conscious.
It's
good. It's good.
But now that it's raining and flooding and stuff, I could take an endless shower.
No.
Until California runs out of water again.
Then it'll be your fault. The whole reason we're in a drought would be your fault.
Well, then
are you ready to
I'll
take on
move.
that responsibility?
Then I'll move to Japan. So something I wanted to talk about the Before the Pod segment. First of all, I doubt anyone really noticed, but I was banned on TikTok. And don't worry, it wasn't my main account. It wasn't my MATOKA Milk Tea account. It was, I have this second YouTube channel as well as TikTok. Used to be TikTok. It was called How to Influence, and it focused a lot on the like content creation mindset and tips and tricks that I usually employ in my day-to-day, and kind of like giving tips for other budding content creators. I don't know if I'm really qualified to give tips, but I feel like because I learned everything on my own, like it's always good to have a source of guidance somewhere, right? TikTok didn't like that apparently because they banned the hell out of me. They're like, we don't like you giving tips. This is not the place to do it.
Because your account maybe had too much potential. Maybe.
I'm hoping so. Could but
be.
So now I'm in this very like weird place with that brand, at least, as like, oh, what should I do next with it? Because when you're a like super small account, or even if you're like a bigger account with under like 100K followers, you can't do anything if they ban you. Like, I tried to reach out to them and try to get my account back. Obviously, that's the first thing that people usually do. They're like, why?
Right.
And even if I just had to like make a new account, I just want to know why. Like, what was the point of doing that, right?
What was the reason?
Because I'm not like, NSFWing. I'm not murdering.
Yeah, you're not.
I mean,
That's
who
true.
knows? But
not yet.
Not yet, at least. So I just didn't understand as to why. So I reached out, and they gave me this like very formal email where it's like, oh, maybe blah, blah, blah happened. And nothing that really connected the dots for me to be like, oh yeah, this is a viable reason why my account got banned.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, do I like even make another one? That's the thing. Because it's now it's just like another thing to do, right?
Right.
So I'm in the interim of thinking about that. But if you're not able to find my How to Influence account on TikTok, that's the reason why. TikTok doesn't want me to help people. They're like, you've done enough with the Japanese.
You already taught how to ask for a menu. So
how to ask for a menu and how to make a capybara cake, even though I did not even make that. But speaking about TikTok, I wanted to use this time in order to fulfill some TikTok trends.
Was that what you had planned? That was your idea from last night?
No. Not necessarily. It was an idea from the last podcast because we kept talking about TikTok.
Right.
So I'm like, now I think we just should start doing TikTok trends. And so one of the trends that I saw, it's not like super recent, but it did come up for me maybe in the past like 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's called a like my biggest icks. Have you seen this on TikTok or
I think
anywhere?
so. I saw one. There were like nurses talking about it, and then it went viral, and I think the nurses got in trouble for their thing. I don't know.
Great.
I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, you can cut that part out.
Well, hopefully we won't get in trouble, but we're not nurses, so
No,
this
we're
doesn't
not
weigh
nurses.
very much on us. But I
Yeah.
thought we could do our biggest icks of each other. Even though I'm springing this up on you right now and didn't tell you ahead of time, but
I already know. I think
you
what you're gonna-
that's a bad
no,
sign.
no, no.
That's a red flag.
I know what you're gonna say for me. I think.
Oh. I thought you meant like, I already know my biggest icks of you. Holy, there's so many to count. But to give you more of an idea too, I was going to share an ick about myself before I share my icks about you. to make you feel better because and to give you a little more time to think about it, because I don't want to just like spring it upon you without having any time. Or if you can't think of one because I really am a good guy, then I can have one from myself to appease the audience so that I don't look as much of a bully, right? Let's see, what's the one that I have written down?
You wrote it down.
I know, I wrote everything down.
Okay.
So the biggest ick, and I've told you this before, but I feel like the biggest ick for myself is the way that I watch TV shows and movies. You're already like, I don't think it's the huge ick. Well, I guess I should explain it first. So my ick about myself is that I can't sit through a whole episode of a show, a movie, anything. I need to have the fast forward button or like the arrow buttons in order to like skip, not even just like watching at 2 times speed. I need to actually skip every 10 seconds.
Right.
Because y'all don't need to watch a full episode of anything. There's so much like filler. There's so much talking. Like in an episode or even in a movie, there's only certain things that actually pertain to the main story, in my opinion. And I'm like, hey, I got things to do. I got a life to live. I don't got time to watch all these like little, especially like something like Game of Thrones, which I've never watched, but I know it's a very long show. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of politics. And people, I think people just want to skip to the nudity, right?
I'm sure some people, I'm sure.
So why don't, hop on board with me? But I put this as ick because I always hear about like, friends doing, like watching shows together. Or if you're in a relationship, you have to watch a show with your significant other. I couldn't do that.
Why is that your reaction?
I can't do that. I can't watch shows with other people. I have to watch. I have to watch it alone.
I know. But...
Movies, like if I'm that interested in it, I can imagine myself sitting through.
Oh yeah,
a whole
if
movie.
you're interested, but like what? How much does it have to capture your attention for you to be like, I don't have to skip every 10 seconds?
Well, exactly, and that's why I feel so Gen Z. Honestly,
I think that's worse than Gen Z though.
Shut up.
I'm Gen Z and I don't do that.
But it must be an attention span deficiency.
I think it's more
but also when you are more of a like video editor type like I am, you always have to cut out so much in a video too. And so I think whenever I'm seeing something, if it's not like 100% pertinent but it's still in the video, that's where I get like, it's just information that I don't need.
Okay, that I think that's.
And I'm also not the type of
frame
person
it.
who quotes movies or shows.
Right.
Like sometimes you quote SpongeBob, and I'm like,
I don't know. I don't think it's SpongeBob because I never watched that.
Didn't you use, or like maybe your friends?
Oh, my friends quoted it, and I thought that they were just coming up with these witty one-liners.
Right.
And then one day somebody said something, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so clever! How did you think of that?" And they were like, "Derek, we always quote SpongeBob," and I was like, "Oh." So that was how I found out.
Right.
That, I mean, I saw maybe like a couple episodes here and there, but I never watched it.
And nothing to actually like quote about.
No,
either.
definitely nothing to quote. And I didn't know that it had such a large like cult following either. So that was news to me, and that was what I learned in college.
And then even people who like work in the entertainment industry and are much more big movie fans than I am, like they can quote things off the top of their head or like make references to a movie or some kind of scene where like I would not even remember unless it's like super important and it's like basically the whole theme of the show or the movie, right? Like, but they can do like deep cuts, and I can't do that, and I don't want to do that. Like,
well, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
I mean, it's just the attention that it would take, and I got other things on my mind.
Right. I think every industry kind of has something like that, though. Like, what SpongeBob is one thing for like a generation of people, but I think like, for example, if you read a lot or something like that in like English majors, they might like quote like a certain novel or something like that, or
but see, I don't
or like TikTok
read
creators.
Either.
Yeah, but like, do you ever like
I can't even
reference
quote
a TikTok? Well, not to quote it, but like, oh, this reminds me of a TikTok where blank happened, or like, oh, have you seen that TikTok where blah blah blah. Like that's
but
not the same necessarily.
I also limit myself to how long I'm on TikTok.
Oh, do you?
Because I don't think it's
good.
Healthy to like keep scrolling and stuff, even though it's probably better for my creative mindset, so I know what's trending a little more. I try to, like, if I'm posting that day, then I'll scroll for a little bit, but then I'll pivot to something else because I know that I shouldn't be on it for too long. And that just helps with the mental. But let's get into the juicy big icks.
Is that a good thing to like start with? 'Cause they don't know me.
Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. It'll come back up in the main podcast too, but we gotta discuss.
It's just an interesting icebreaker, but okay. All right.
So for your biggest icks, for Derrick's biggest icks.
About you? Or are you telling me first?
For you. Not your biggest icks of me, my biggest icks for you.
Okay.
I think one that I decided is the way that you make me wait 40 minutes outside your house when I'm picking you up. I think I should explain that a little better. So, like, I come and pick you up. I say, hey, I'm leaving my house. I don't hear a response. I'm on the freeway. And I want to give you time or, like, to, like, kind of just check in. So, not even when I get to your house. I think, like, I'm on the freeway. I'm, like, halfway to your house. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Oh, my God.
And even when I get there, I still have to wait 40 minutes outside of your house. But you have a justification. I understand.
But
besides the issue of time management, which is not a good justification.
No, that's
but
not.
there are things that do come up,
It's
and you
like
have
everything
responsibilities.
together. Like if it was just the time management, that's one thing. But it's like that, but on top of that, other things.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a time management, but also you're juggling like 4 other things at the same time before you're even able to get out of the house, and then more things just pile up in that sense. So I don't blame you for it. I'm not.
But I still feel bad. Like,
well, good, but I'm not blaming you for that or like criticizing. I'm just saying that's a matter of fact of being an ick.
Yeah.
I think I have another one too. Let's get in on it.
Oh my god.
This one's good. Wearing your old glasses instead of your new glasses with an actual prescription that lets you see because you think your old glasses look better.
Well, would you not do the same thing? Look, I don't need
I wear contacts. But you can't put another ick, you can't put your finger in your eye.
No, but that's been since I was young.
True.
I have always had bad eyes. So this is why. So when I was born, I think either my eyes opened too early, something happened, because I was born 3 months early, and so as a result I always had to go get these eye exams done. They would dilate my eyes, and I hated it. And that's like one of my first memories. All of my first memories are like not great. They're a little traumatic. Okay, we'll get into that later. But I remember going to the optometrist or the ophthalmologist, and they would dilate my eyes, and they would have to hold me down because they'd like touch my eye, they'd like put whatever in it, and it was painful. So I didn't like it. So I don't even like.
So it comes from childhood trauma almost. Because you
like
had
all good
to...
things, they come from childhood trauma.
Got
so
it. Okay. Yeah. That does make more sense.
Yeah. I mean, I have tried practicing touching my eye, but I just don't enjoy the experience. So I have worn contacts before, but it took a really long time for me to like even get close to my eye.
Right. And then they probably
it's
still
just a
just
hassle,
doesn't
right?
feel great. And
No, like
it's
once
not a
they're
necessity
in,
for
it's
you.
okay, but then it's like, oh shit, like the
Then you,
in,
then you have to
but
take it
now I have
out,
to take
and
it out.
you're
And so I'm
dreading like
thinking
6
about
hours
that.
later when you had, so you can't even
Exactly.
enjoy your day.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
one of my goals at some point is to probably try again with that, because I think it's just a good thing to be able to touch your eye without crying.
Right.
But
Well, that's not even. I feel like that's not even a big ick. That's just like something that happened.
yeah. Wait, going back to the eye thing, like I have my other glasses with me, and I'll put them on if I like need to see something further away if I can't see it well enough.
But that's so
But like, no. but look. Like, I think this is true. But I had heard that like if you keep changing your prescription, then your brain will get used to that new prescription. Your eyes will deteriorate faster. And I like
No, but I also think if you're just like not able to see, and then you
I
keep
can
squinting and
see.
straining
I'm
your
not
eye.
squinting.
No, but I mean, you still can't see like if there's like a menu on the other side of the restaurant. You would still need to put your other glasses on in order to see that.
That
right?
one, it depends, because it depends on my prescription, because sometimes I can't even see the like what's further away anyway. So then like it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's not even the biggest ick I have for you. The biggest ick I have for you is that you get 0% sugar in your milk tea. That's literally the biggest ick.
over the other two.
Overall, no, yeah, I'd rather wait 40
my
minutes in the
God.
car than see you get 0% sugar.
Well, then you can.
But I mean, not all the time.
You
You get
can-
25% sometimes, and
When it's the
that's
only
even,
option.
yeah, I know.
But it's if it's too sweet, then I don't enjoy
It's
it.
crazy.
It's not.
It's
that
like
crazy.
no, it's like when like Chinese women only get hot drinks during the summer because they think cold drinks are gonna like destroy their intestines or whatever. That's crazy too.
That's
It's so hot.
It's so little, yeah.
They-
But that's just like a Chinese thing. That's like tradition.
Well, they probably get 0% sugar too, and oh my god.
I don't know. We'd have to ask them.
We'll get a bona fide Chinese lady on next time.
We can go outside and find one right now.
We'll go to the Chinese market and find one and ask that. I had another thing to talk about, but we're already at 20 minutes.
I feel like
so
I have to defend the 0% sugar
okay.
thing.
Defend the
It's just-
0% sugar first.
It's just I don't like things that are too sweet.
And that's a crime.
No, it's not a
That's a
crime.
crime.
You're gonna get like
I will say that like some of the
diabetes
drinks
or
that
something. I don't know.
well even now like it's made me feel bad, so now I only get 50% sugar.
That's not
You've
because of me, right?
No,
No,
you've changed me.
sorry.
You physically
been-
you physically changed me. And it because my friend was like, "Oh, you get 50% sugar? Like maybe you're getting old."
Well,
and
I
I'm like,
never-
"No, it's not because I'm getting old. It's because I felt so bad, so shameful compared like because I was a 100% king."
You were, yeah. I'm pretty
And I
sure
felt
one time
good
you got
about it.
120% too.
Well, because sometimes it's not enough.
Oh my god.
But
Uh,
yeah, zero is like nothing. I mean, it really is nothing, and I just don't get it.
so like it depends on what else too, because like if you add boba, if you add like other toppings, it has kind of sugar in it, so it
Doesn't matter.
sweetens it as well.
Doesn't matter.
But if it's like sugar that they add to it on top of like the drink that's already sweet, then it's too much.
I
Then-
understand that
then,
it because
then you
if
might
it's
as well
like
drink like the Kern's nectar, like those like 200%.
oh yeah, I love drinking
sugar.
those.
Well,
And this was before the pod. We will be right back.
thank you.
Why did you say thank you?
I don't know. Is
Thank
it not
you
like
for
a
listening
commercial
to
break?
me.